Yes, it does help you get a job, especially if you're in certain good colleges because a lot of companies come there. But it's more so based upon your marks also, I would say. It depends on your marks as well. हर दिन एक घंटा NCERT को देंगे. In fact, आधा घंटा for that matter, because you just have to choose three domains that you can stick to. So you will be clearly through with it. I am someone who comes from ISC board. So I did not have NCERTs in class 11th and 12th.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EduShield. Today, I am Ashi, and we are on the second episode of the podcast. And today, we have Chhavi from Lady Shri Ram College, South Campus. Hi, Chhavi.
Hello, Ashley. How are
Could you?
you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Too.
Okay, Chhavi, can you start with a brief introduction about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Chhavi Pandey. I appeared for CUET 2022, and then I got into LSR in my first allocation round. And the course I'm pursuing is BA program, History plus Economics, and this is my third year.
That is great, Chavi. So we will dive right into the podcast. And the first question is that how does the campus life at University of Delhi has helped you in your overall experience? Like how has been your overall experience?
So talking about campus life, I think that is something that exists in the North Campus. LSR is a little secluded, so it's just my college only. So if I talk about my college life, in general, in North Campus life, it has been great. It has shaped me into the person I am today. I am feeling very confident talking to you right now, but if you go back to like 2 years back, I wouldn't be this comfortable and confident. So that is one thing. Yeah, so it has shaped my personality truly. And regarding the area around LSR, though it's not a campus vibe, campus life nahi milta, still I feel it feels very safe. Uh, it is nice. I think there's peace, which is better than the chaos of campus life because I've been to North Campus and I don't really like.
Okay, that's really great to hear, especially about being in Delhi and safety. So that's really nice to hear. Okay, so the next question is, can you share some insights or some extracurricular activities or the societies or the clubs that you are part of in LSR?
So in my first year, I did nothing. In second year, recently a fashion club has been founded in my college, which happened in my second year. So I joined that. I was one of the founding members, marketing and media members, and now I'm the marketing and media head. So that's one thing. Secondly, I applied for the environmental society this time, just like that. And today the results came out, and I am the social media head there now. So these are the only
Great.
societies I'm a part of. But overall, like I am not in modeling in the fashion society. But if you get into modeling or dance or dram song, all of this, it requires a lot of hard work and you have to hustle a lot. Like after classes, you have to stay back for practice. So it will get you in the grinding mode.
Okay, that's really good to hear. So, moving on to the next question, do you think that when it comes to student engagement and culture and diversity, is DU any different from other universities, or like how has been your experience about that?
I think DU is the place where you find people from every state or from each and every corner of India, I guess. You wouldn't have heard of that place and you're like, oh, okay, this place exists. Like, not to make fun of it or something, but I never heard that we have Dibyapur, which sounds like Dibya in Uttar Pradesh, but it's near Kanpur. Okay, so
Oh,
it's and there's a little difference in the tradition and culture. So you find a variety of cultures and you find so much diversity, which I think is hard to find in other colleges because DU is really hyped up. People from all parts of India aspire to come here. So DU gives you a lot of exposure, a lot of opportunities, and I think that is what distinguishes it from the other universities and colleges.
okay, that is really nice. And yeah, I totally agree that being a DU student, you get to experience diversity a lot. So moving on to our next theme, I would like to ask you some questions about CUET since you got LSR in your first allotment round, and that is really nice. So firstly, you tell us about your preparation strategy and what you did in order to like, was your main goal to get into LSR and what you did?
Okay, so I am someone who comes from ISC board. So I did not have NCRTs in class 11th and 12th. So the syllabus that we had for class 12 was entirely different from what NCRTs had. So it's like for CUET, we had to do it from the scratch. So I think April 6th, we got the notification that, okay, CUET will be happening and all of that things. So our boards were scheduled from May to June. So I was like, DU was in my mind from class 10th only. I knew I wanted DU. So I prioritized CUET prep over my board prep. So
Okay.
because I am from an ISC board,
Yeah, yeah.
CBSE board people, sorry to say, but they don't have to work a lot. They don't
Yeah.
have to put in much hard work. But since
Mhm.
I was from ISC, I had to prioritize CUET. So what I would do is I would prepare for CUET from the NCRTs, and then when I let's say I have my boards the next day, so I would start studying for my boards this time only, because for boards I had studied the entire year. So that is how I did it. I prioritized CUET prep over board prep. I would just study one day before the board for the board exams. Otherwise, it was CUET all along.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I did it, and
Okay,
it
so
pretty much happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
that the whole experience thing, it feels a little like scary thing because I myself I'm a CBSE board student and it is pretty difficult to manage CUET with CBSE board. So altogether doing ICSE is like next level. Okay, so moving on to your on to the next question. Did you use any books or PYQs and MCQs that you practiced from? And like, how did you manage class 12th and CUET preparation?
So yeah, since we just got to know about CUET in April itself, right? And we had boards the next month and everything. So I told you I prioritized that. Moreover, I didn't really understand the fuss about, oh my God, where should we read from? What is going to come in CUET? This is so new. Because if you read the notification, it clearly says class 12 NCRT. And apart from that, it clearly gives you a syllabus of each subject. So like for economics, you have to do class 11th NCRT as well. So I didn't know why were people in so much chaos that, oh my God, what should I do? Should I, read from this, read from that? I just kept my focus on NCRT itself. For GT, what I did appear for GT as well. So for GT, I got this book. I don't remember the publication, but I got this small book because I was more concerned with English plus three domains. I knew I can't do anything in GT. So I just prepared just like that. So I just kept my focus entirely to NCRTs, and believe me, nothing comes out of NCRTs. It's just NCRTs. The test series, because CUET on such a broad basis was happening in 2022 for the first time. So if you go through, I remember I took textbook ka test series of 99 rupees,
Yeah, even I
and
took.
it had questions. Yeah, it had questions which were completely out of NCRT, completely out of.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I don't know the answer to this. And then when I was over through all the NCRTs, I knew that this is bullshit. I don't have to focus on this. I'll just focus on my NCRTs. I did that, and that was pretty much it. That's it.
That is like, yeah, I even bought that test series ka 100 rupees ka subscription because I thought that they'll be nice questions and everything, but no, they were out of NCRTs and it was like a psychological shock that did I even prepare enough? So yeah, different people.
I just didn't bother. I ignored it like hell. Job hunt. I am not going to look at it.
Okay, so do you think that the introduction of CUET has impacted competition for central university seats, especially at DU? Like the competition has increased or decreased?
I am sorry to say, I am not being discriminatory or anything of that sort, but I'll tell what is the ground reality. The competition is still very much same for general category. You have to hustle a lot. But my God, if you have a quota, I am so sorry. I'm just telling you. for the sake of telling you the ground reality. If you have a quota, you can get into top colleges that scores like 500, 550, which really ruins the
Mhm.
morale of general students, because genuinely science students, general science students can't convert to humanities courses. Why? Because they usually get marks in 600 range only. Whereas someone from some quota having 500, वो साइंस के हो या आर्ट के हो, doesn't matter, they get the upper hand in whatever course I think they put their hands on. So I think for general category the hustle is still the same. You have to compete, but if
Hmm.
you have a quota, you're a little.
Yeah, I totally agree. 100% agreed. Okay, so that is one thing. Do you think that CUET and 12th class studies can be balanced all together? Like there is a lot of problem, or like the balance is fine to maintain?
Since now we know that CUET is a thing and it will be happening if you want to apply to the U, for instance. So even ISC board students, I think from the start, if they devote like what, 1 hour every day to NCRTs, they'll be fine with it. For CBSE, so you go through NCRTs only. So it's like you can prepare solely MCQ based after your boards, because all day you're good to go. But I think ICSE board students either last के months में they can prioritize NCRT as much as they can, और consistently वो हर दिन एक एक घंटा NCRT को देंगे, in fact आधा घंटा for that matter, because you just have to choose 3 domains that you can stick to, so you will be clearly through with it.
That is some great piece of advice. Okay, so moving on to our next theme, we'll talk about some placements and career opportunities at the University of Delhi. Do you think that the DU placement cells is actually helping students secure a job after the graduation completes?
I think yes, it does help you get a job, especially if you're in certain good colleges, because a lot of companies come there. But it's more so based upon your marks also, I would say. It depends on your marks as well. So if you want
Yeah.
placement through college, you have to maintain your academic life in a good way. And so usually it's like, let's say I'm a BAT student. My combination is history and economics. Economics, if you make the graphs and everything, you get marks. But history is very subjective. You might or you might not get marks, and you don't know how much you're going to get. So for BAT, if you have combination like history or sociology or something, your CGPA won't be as much as economics honors or maths honors or statistics honors,
Yeah,
which have a set answer.
yeah.
So there थोड़ा सा issue आएगा. But हाँ, if you maintain your academics, there is a chance of it.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. So like being a third year student, what industries or companies that you think that mostly recruit from DU, like how competitive are the placements in general?
See, placements are competitive, that I can guarantee, because I've seen people hustle in my class. But companies and everything, I am the wrong person you're asking this question to, because I'm least interested in placements. I just have to prepare after exams. And even if I was interested, my father would be like, you just prepare. So placement is something which is out of my mind, out of my sight. But yeah, I have seen people hustle for it, so that is it.
Okay, so so the next question is like the skills and internships that students are working, like preparing and building a CV since the first year. Does this actually help? And like internships is like securing internships at DO easy?
I think yes, building up your CV is, absolutely helpful. Like even if you don't get internships through BU or something of that sort, you can, apply to the various internship posts that come up. You keep adding to your CV and resume, and you see that you would have added a lot to your skills and your personality. And by the time maybe you reach some good job interview, you would yourself be very confident. So building up your CV, yeah, although I haven't done it from the purpose of building up of my CV, but it has helped me a lot. Like recently, I was heritage mapper, that is the one who leads heritage walk at En route Indian history. So that really helps building up your CV, polishing your communication skills and everything. That can get you a long way. If not through you, through your own hustle, you just apply for internships and stuff. Be confident when you give the interview. Have faith in yourself, and I think you're good to go.
Okay, so do you think, like, can you suggest some sites or somewhere where you have applied for internships and a positive feedback has come, or something helpful, some tips or tricks that students can use in order to apply for internships?
Okay, so there are these various government internships like PYO, Delhi Human Rights Commission and stuff. You can just Google and you can fill in the form and you'll get a reply within a month or two, I guess. That is usually the time. Then apart from that, the Heritage Walk thing, the internship that I talked about, I found it through Instagram. So if you scroll through Instagram, you see someone doing something and you're like, oh my God, this is something that I want to do. I want to attend it. The price is very high. What happened in my case, I really liked the Heritage Walk. I wanted to attend it, but the price was very high. So what I thought of was, can I be the person who's leading this Heritage Walk? Then I searched up their account and everything, and then I followed them, and then उन्होंने एक post डाला कि वो Heritage Mapper के लिए hire कर रहे हैं. And then I just sent in my CV, resume, cover letter, and everything, and I got selected. So I had that
Wow.
thing, okay, मुझे वो अटेंड करना है बट आई मे बी कैन आई बिकम दैट पर्सन जो करा रहा है सो
Yeah,
आई जस्ट डिड दैट सो दैट वेज यू हैव टू बी वेरी inquisitive you have to be like कि कुछ अच्छा लगा okay can you do that think upon that so that thing also you can have yourself registered on LinkedIn and stop that will also help so yeah these are
that
the
is
ways.
some great piece of advice, Chavi. So the last question for today's interview and podcast is, what would you advise your first year self, and how has this overall DU experience changed you as a person?
I would advise my first year self to be more emotionally intelligent, to manage her emotions well, because then only she can manage her academics and life. And I would advise my first year self to start taking up things, to not be worried about, oh my God, you'll not be selected. Just do it, just go with the flow. And the second part of the question was?
Like, what, like the part was that, what would you advise, and how has the overall DU experience changed you as a person? Like those 3 years, how have you changed overall your personality and the confidence and the skills?
Yeah, so I have definitely become more confident. That is one thing. I have become more confident. I am less, you know, less overthinking about, oh my God, what would happen? Because this Prakriti thing, I'll tell you, what happened was we had to give interviews in front of staff ads. Third year, and I'm saying I have become confident and everything.
Yeah.
For once, I thought, no, I'm not going to give interview to a
Hmm.
staff ad. I'm not going to do that. I was like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
just leaving it. But then I was like, no, Chhavi, you've done things now. Just
Yeah.
be a little confident. I filled my slot on the first day of interviews itself. I went, I gave the interview. So time crunch tha, so three of us were together. And I felt that I literally stood out among the three of us. So that is something, आपको डर लगेगा शुरुआत में, but आप कर लोगे तो कर जाओगे. So that is what DU का life has taught me कि डर लगेगा पहले, but तुम कर लो, हो जाए.
Yeah, I 100% agree, because the same, I have experienced the same, कि डर लगेगा पर हो जाएगा, कर लोगे.
हाँ, exactly.
Yeah. And that's it from our side. And thank you so much, Chavi, for being a part of this lovely podcast. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And we'll meet you next time. Thank you.